to one and all. This is part 2 regarding the law department. It is under the rediscovery of Vidhana Soudha. This is initiated by Srimati S. Kavita. Inputs Kavita S. Editor Rajya Dharma, and presented by Mr. Jagnath Shekhar. In fact, when we talked about in the part 1, we discussed about and we gave a brief intro about the law department. And now under the law department there are various branches. The first most important is Registrar General of Karnataka High Court, which particularly manages the entire court's operation in the state. The best practices, all the court particular e-services, e-courts under the National Judicial Data Grid services are there, and portal is meant to give the evidences and the judgment copy to the clients, and it also uploads the every judgment also, in-house application, correspondence, modernization of courts, and video conferencing and latest technologies have been established and have been made into practice. And most importantly, the video conferencing have played a very significant role in this COVID times. The next is we have a Department of Advocate General, particularly it's a branch of is a principal legal advisor, particularly for the state government on most all the matters which has been in the High Court or the Supreme Court or in many division benches, wherever it is. And these officers look after the litigation and defend the government cases before the courts, and totally more than 90 law officers are there. And the next other branch we have Karnataka Institute for Law and Parliamentary Reforms. This happens to be a unique one, wherein it brings out the reforms in laws and parliamentary practices, reviews the laws and gives a suggestion to the government. And our Honorable Speaker is a promoter of this institution. Institute organizes the several legislative activities. It takes up the legal education and parliamentary studies, and many periodicals and journals have been brought out by this Karnataka Institute for Law and Parliamentary Reforms. And the next is the Karnataka Judicial Academy. It conducts a refresher course. It's been conducted to impart the training for the judicial officers of the state government, and not only that, the training the state government officers connected to the administration of justice and the government advocates and public prosecutors. And next, Karnataka State Human Rights Commission in Bangalore. It is established in Bangalore. It is a statutory body established in 2007 under the section of 21 and 22 of Karnataka Human Rights Protection Act of 1993. And it takes a necessary action to provide the protection, assistance with regarding to the violation of the human rights, especially which is happening in the state, and it strives to awaken, it helps the victims in case of human rights violation. And next, the other important thing, we have the Law Commission of the state, which is located at the 3rd floor facing to the High Court, and it has been headed by the chairman. And this Law Commission entirely, it composes of 6 members, ex officio honorary members. They are in the process of law reforms, assisting the government officers, Karnataka legislature, research activities have been undertaken, studying the law, identifying certain defects and suggesting the suitable measure. That is one thing. And the last one, the